Welcome back to Beauty Business Mindset. This is Celeste, and this special episode for Mother's Day. So I know Mother's Day was yesterday, Sunday, May 9th. I grew up for 6 years. I lived in Guatemala, and we celebrated, Central Americans, they celebrate it on today, May 10th. It's always on May 10th. So I decided to release this episode today, and I really wanted to talk about motherhood and as business entrepreneurs, as working mothers, as working from home or stay-at-home moms. Oh man, I really think like the mom guilt never goes away, having experienced all four of those and five because I was a traveling educator as well, so I was away from my family. And everybody's opinions and things. And today's episode is really going to be heartfelt, and I'm being really candid here and open book, as always, about what I've learned. And I hope this helps you, because this podcast is to help you. And of course, anytime you guys ever want to be a guest on this podcast, feel free to DM me at Celeste Stylist or send me an email at Celeste Stylist, info@celestestylist.com. So let's get started. Mom guilt. Being a mother, it's probably the hardest and most title that I've ever had. It's been the one that I've worked the most for. I feel like we work 24/7, except we don't get paid monetarily, but we do get paid with the love of our children. And today we're going to go on the journey of the things that I've learned through my mistakes in business, as being a mother entrepreneur, being a mother hairstylist, and how I feel about it. As you guys know, my hand, I'm no longer working behind the chair. So I wanted to do this special episode because I think mom guilt is a big thing and issue that we all deal with, and how it has affected me now that I'm no longer behind the chair, all those years, all that time that I've taken away from my family, how I feel about it today. And let's get started. So when we start working out of home, we feel guilty. The kids are in daycare or at school or whatever we're doing. And we feel like, oh man, I should be spending time with them, but I'm at work, right? And then we have to rush and go pick him up. And then we're rushing. We need to go home and we need to cook and we need to do homework. And we're always rushing. And man, then we feel guilty because, man, it was my job's fault. If I didn't work so much, I could be more present and wouldn't have to feel like that. That's something that I felt. I don't know about you. I would love to know how you felt when you work. That's a working mom. And then I went to beauty school. I stopped working for a year. So I was going to school full time, Tuesday through Saturday, and taking education on the weekends, on Sundays or Mondays. So I was never home. I was always at school, was the same thing, kind of like working, but except you're not really getting paid because you're actually paying the school to educate you, to get you past state board. And I felt guilty at that time too, but I was like, you know what, it's okay. My baby's small, she won't know. I got my dream job right after beauty school, and I started assisting. And there was days where I wouldn't come home till like midnight. Not all the time, but sometimes it would. There's been days now as working for myself that I work weekends. I've missed birthday parties. I've missed weddings. I've missed special events for my kids and for my niece and my nephews. And I'm sharing this because we all go through struggles. Like, you go through sacrifices too for your career, for your dreams, for what you're trying to accomplish. I know it's not just me. It's not just like the Celeste mom guilt episode. This is like, I know we all deal with different things and different sacrifices. But, looking at it back now, last year, it was in February, I did my last event as an educator. And last year, during this time, I put in my resignation. I no longer wanted to be an educator. I just felt like it was time for something else. And I feel like my career, and I hope this helps you, I just want to give you a little glimpse of what I've been going through, and just kind of put yourself sometimes it's good to put yourself in someone else's shoes and kind of see what they've gone through, how it can help you. In November, I started having, I got the COVID and, started dealing with hand issues and everything. And by January, it was gone, you guys. So by January, I just got my mobile salon. I'm looking at it. I'm outside of it right now. So I'm recording this episode. And it was gone. Just like it started, it was just gone. And during all that stuff, I was getting, I got features and publications and all that stuff and attention and all that stuff for my business, for being innovative. But at the same time, I also got a lot of hate for it, okay? We won't talk about that in this episode, but yeah, yes, with the good always comes, the other side, whatever the trolls I call them. And not being able to, it's one thing when you want to quit something. Okay, you've made sacrifices for your children, and okay, I gotta do this for my kids. But it's another thing when something gets taken away from you, like it's outside of your control. And I feel like last year, one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, and maybe you are so fortunate that you already know this, is that there's nothing I control in this life. Nothing. Life is constantly changing. Our lives are constantly changing every single day, and trying to live in this illusion of control is self-harming. And it really broke me. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I've been going through like this whole thing, like, what the heck do I do next? And all those nights and weekends away from my kids and events that I've missed and all the sacrifices that I've made, were they for nothing? Because now I'm no longer even working in that. So what is the lesson in this? I really do feel, as mothers, we should give each other grace and love and understand that life's happening for us, not to us. Is what keeps me going every day. And so as I'm going with this lesson, I'm like, what is it trying to teach me today? And the only thing I can think of is just like the importance of being present. Like, no matter, like, I haven't had time to stop, you guys, so I'm not really like, stay at home mom, because I work out of home too, on the computer and doing calls and other things I do. And my lives and all the other things I do in my business that I feel I haven't shared with you guys. One day I will, but not right now. So I don't really feel like stay-at-home mom, but even being at home, it has been really important for me to even just take a step back and try to be as present as I can with my children. That just being at home with them is not the same as being present with them in the moment. And I think it has been the biggest lesson. The biggest lesson for me, if you ask me, Celeste, do you regret giving up all those nights? All that time away for your career to learn more? I'll be honest with you. I do and I don't. It's a 50-50, and I'll tell you why. I don't because I wouldn't be who I am today without it. But I do because I should have gone smarter about it. And that's what we're going to talk about a little bit today. And this is going to be point number 2. So aside from the mom guilt, number 2, how would I have done it differently? How can you do it differently and learn from my mistakes? So let's get started. I would have, number 1, like, be very, very strategic. Like, why are you taking a class? Why are you taking time away from your home or your family or your kids? Is it beneficial for you if tomorrow you stop working in it? So that's what the hell you mean by that? I went to work at trade shows, right, behind the scenes. And being able, there was one situation where I'm not one of the educators, but I got invited out to dinner, and just seeing, with the CEO and everything, and being able to be in that setting and seeing how they think, what they're working on, being able to sit next to like bigger influencers and seeing how they work, how they think, and what they do, and it was just really good perspective for me, not just for beauty business. Like, you guys, I'm not even working behind a chair. It helped me with my husband's business, okay, because I manage my husband's business. And it taught me a lot about different things, different aspects. And I think business is business. I don't care if you're in the beauty business, if you are a car salesman, if you are in the construction business. Business is business. The business skills that I have learned, I use in my husband's 6-figure business too. So it's just like, I don't regret that. Now, what are some things that I think I would regret, and I think you should learn from my mistakes, is thinking every class is for you. It's not, you guys. There's braiding classes I took because I wanted to learn braiding. I didn't have to. It wasn't something that was going to make me more money, okay? I just wanted it for pictures or something that I wanted to do. Yes, now I know how to do different braids. Was it really worth it, beneficial? No, I probably would save money from there and time and be able to spend on my family. There was times where I said yes when I should have said no. I really feel like when you're, or at least for me in the beginning, and you can tell me, you guys always come through my DMs. You guys are always welcome there. In the beginning, I felt like if I said no, that meant I would never get asked again. And I think that's a big misconception. I've learned that if I say no, I need to have boundaries to say no. They'll ask me again. I just went through this last month with somebody that when I worked together, and I said no, and I asked for more information. They didn't respond, and they sent me another proposal, and I'm like, okay. So I've learned that no, if it's meant for you, what's for you, it's for you, and you're allowed to say no. You don't have to say yes to everything, and that's something I wish I would have learned earlier on, because there was opportunities I didn't want to do, but I felt like I had to say yes. So say more no. What's something else that I regret that I think I did wrong while I was doing all this? It's putting my career first before anything. There was periods in my career where I think I've put it way before even my own well-being, and that's not okay. I am not my business. You are not your business. Your business is not your baby. And I know people are like, oh, we think it's a baby. It's not a freaking baby, guys. It's an extension of us. Okay, and I think it's really important to remember that it's an extension of us. It's not us, because you are a human being with feelings, with needs, with wants, with dreams and aspirations. Okay, and your business is allowed to change. Your business is allowed to evolve. And when you learning from someone who's made that mistake right over here, Celeste, when you put all your self-worth, when you put all of your value as a mother, as a human, as an entrepreneur on a business, because you think it's you versus being an extension of you. So when I thought it was me, like my whole career was defined me as a person, I did a lot of harm to myself. I felt like I really abused my body. It had nothing to do with what I'm going through right now in my body, but I did abuse a lot of it. Like I wouldn't rest, and I always go, like, on my days off, I had a mannequin head. I would be practicing. It was nonstop all the time. I went back to work after 3 weeks of delivering my baby, and I had a complicated delivery. I was like 4 days in the hospital. That's what I mean. Like, you see, like, I just thought I had to do all this stuff, and for who and why? Like, why would I put that kind of pressure on myself? I still don't understand, like, where my thinking was at that time for all that. That's something I'm still trying to, see what I can learn from that. But those are some mistakes I've made. Thinking my business determined who I was as a human, saying yes to everything instead of saying no, and not being more particular with who I invested my education with and who I say yes to. So remember, there's things that we want to take for fun. Maybe you want to do lashes for fun. That was an investment I shouldn't have done, but then it turned out good. I actually got a blessing out of that, so no, that was good. But yeah, I've invested money where I'm like, you know what, I should have just tried it first before I invested in it. So it's just lessons for you. If you want to change something, if you want to do something different, first try it. Try it like I call it, like the savvy way, Like if I want to try lashes, I would have bought the mannequin head and with the lashes and would have practiced with some cheap glue and see if I liked it. And I probably would have realized after the second day wasn't for me. And it didn't come to me naturally. It took a lot more work to learn that. So it's just some things that I wish somebody would have told me, or, I'm just telling you from a mom entrepreneur to a mom, that those are mistakes I've made that I hope it can help you. And number 3, on this Mother's Day, you guys, let's give ourselves some compassion and some self-love. And I'm going to talk about that. Everybody has this idea that, like, self-love looks the same for all of us. Like, and it really doesn't, if you really think about it. Like, for me, self-love is being able to read a book when I'm having a cup of coffee outside in the shade, a sunny day. That is self-love for me. That's self-care. It's nothing crazy. I'm not a day in the spa. I'm not getting a facial today. I'm not getting my hair blown out. I'm not out with girlfriends having, a cocktail, or I'm not out with girlfriends having lunch. I'm not doing anything. I'm honestly just sitting out here, sitting down. I kind of messed up my back today. It's kind of hurting. So I'm just having a cup of coffee and recording this podcast, and this feels good to me. Self-care means for me, not just for myself, but I'm also helping somebody else through my voice through this podcast. And that's part of self-care. So why am I sharing all this? Walking for me is self-care. I don't work out. I don't have weights. My body is not, like amazing with like a six pack or like a toned tummy and body. No, I go on a walk because it feels good to my head, for me mentally. It was refreshing. I love it. I'm telling you all this because your self-care is going to look different, you guys. I know we see social and there's all these pictures and all this stuff, like the perfect stuff. And even yesterday, I posted this really beautiful picture of me and my baby girl. And then I put on my stories what was really going on. We had like this like weird tubs. We made swimming pools for the girls, my husband, and thank you guys for the DMs. We found the pool and we found another little kitty one for my baby. So now we can have a pool this weekend and have fun in it. But it's just like little things. That's the reality of Mother's Day. I feel it's more like taking care of your kids and spoiling them day, Thank goodness I didn't have to cook, but then I never cook, so that was saying anything, no. And that's what I mean with self-care and like self-love in that sense. Self-care looks different for all of us, so whatever that means to you, that's perfect. Don't allow society, don't allow social media or others to determine what is right and what is wrong for you. Like for me right now, I'm in nature. I'm recording this podcast. You guys can hear this outside my house. We live out in the country right now, so you guys can always hear the birds. And I love being in nature. It's just very therapeutic for me. For you, it may be like, hey, I love to go out with my girlfriends, or I love to blast my music or do yoga, or go out to the beach or to the river, whatever it looks for you. It's all good. Thank you, Birdie. You're singing really loud. And the last part of this, the self-love. As mothers, we are so hard on ourselves, you guys. I am the worst, okay? I will say that in this podcast, and I'm working on it. But I am the worst at being kind to myself. I'm always very careful to not hurt other people's feelings, unless, I have my temper too. But I'm very careful about that. But I can be very hard on myself. I have really high standards for myself and things I want myself to do. And I expect myself to do. So I think that part of self-love is having compassion that not every day is going to be good. I shared this last week, and you guys can always follow me on my Instagram stories to see all the stuff I share. But my daughter grabbed my cup of coffee. She spilled it all over the kitchen. I cleaned it up. 20 minutes later, she grabbed a cup of water from my daughter's room and spilled it all over the floor. So I had to clean that up. And, she's going through like her tantrum stage right now. She's about to be 2 in August, and it's been intense, you guys. And there's days where I lose my cool, and then I'm like, I'm sorry, kids, mommy should be nicer. But it's just so frustrating. I get frustrated. I'm like, oh my god, it's so much work, And why am I sharing this? Oh, that's not perfect mom moments. Last, you shouldn't be sharing that on the podcast. No, I should, because we're all human and we have bad days, okay? But we need to give ourselves grace and love. If we're going to love other humans, if we're going to love our kids, if we're going to make this world a better place by just being kind and good human beings, we need to start with ourselves. The self-love needs to start with us, because if we're good, everything in our lives is good. And to finish this off for this last 2 minutes, I just want to share something very special with you, and I hope it helps you. Everything in life is intertwined. Your business and life is intertwined. I don't care how much you say it's not. You can go look at documentaries if you want. Go on Netflix. Go look at famous people, not famous people. Everything is intertwined, you guys. And that's one of the biggest lessons that I've learned right now with everything I'm going through, is that your life, your personal life, is intertwined with your business. So make sure you're good in both. Because they're going to affect each other. They intertwine. I've never have shared with my clients, if me and my husband are fighting or whatever, we're disagreeing, not fighting, but disagreeing in something. My clients never knew about that, okay? But let's be real. If you're sad at home, it's going to affect your work life. You may not talk about it. You may have a smile on your face, but you're still going to be a little bit not your 100% self. And I'm sharing this because everything in life is intertwined. When my baby fell down, my business was secondary. I had to take care of my baby. Everything in life is intertwined. And I wish I knew this and understood this sooner, to understand that in order to have a good life, in order to be a good mother, I need to understand that they're both intertwined in their own ways. And I have this amazing opportunity to start all over again. And like I've said, I'm not doing it alone, and as mothers, we don't have to do it alone. I have somebody come help me once a week so I can go run errands for 3 hours. And I'm not superwoman. I need help, and it's okay. It doesn't make me a bad mother or less of a mother because I get some help sometimes. And I just want to let you know that you're so amazing, and that we should give yourself some love, give yourself some grace, take a break. The laundry will get done. I know I need to go full laundry, but sometimes you need to sit down and drink a cup of coffee and just slow down for a sec, you know? And remember how amazing you are. Remember how much hard work it is. And, you know, all we can do is try to be better every day. And our kids love us. They're lucky to have a mom like you. And you're an amazing human being, extraordinary for being a mother and an entrepreneur. And if you're just a mom, you know, not just, but if you're a mom and you stay at home, my hat off to you, because that's a lot of work. I've been learning that it's a lot of work to be home. But it's a beautiful blessing too, being able to be with my kids all day. It is. It's nice. I miss them. So much love. Have an amazing week, you guys. And happy Mother's Day. Feliz Dia de las Madres to everybody. So much love. I'll see you guys by next week. Bye.